Hello, this is Roman Kashikar, Graduate Services Coordinator at the RIT Libraries, here to tell you about an important source of information for RIT graduate students. This is our info guide for graduate students to learn about the library. You can find this at infoguides.rit.edu/gradinfo. On this first page, you'll find that we direct you to search other info guides by subject or by global campus for our RIT Dubai graduate students. You can also learn to use Google Scholar effectively by visiting that guide. We list out the degree programs in RIT's graduate degrees. But the most important thing that you can do here is learn who the college librarian that represents your program is. And if you click this Meet Your Librarian link, you will get a listing of all of the various librarians who work with graduate students. And if you are in KGCOE, GIS, or CET, that would be myself. If you are enrolled in a different college, it will be a different librarian. I'm now on the second page of this guide, which is titled Search, and that's very appropriate because it connects you to all of the library's various search tools, such as our Summon Search, which is a discovery search tool for just about everything that we provide in the RIT Library's collections. You can also connect to our database finder to browse subject-specific databases that are most relevant for your research. And then towards the bottom, there's information on finding theses and dissertations, which serve as examples for your eventual thesis or dissertation, but also can serve as research literature themselves. And we have access to ProQuest Dissertations and Theses Global, and then we have our local open access repository called RIT ScholarWorks, where all RIT master's theses and doctoral dissertations are published. The third page on the guide is titled Acquire, and when we do not own a copy of the article or book or other piece of information in the RIT Libraries collection, you can use some of these services to acquire those pieces of literature. The most commonly used system here will be IDS Express, which is also known as Interlibrary Loan. If you have discovered a book, article, or other item that the RIT Libraries do not own, we may be able to get a copy via IDS Express at no charge to you. You can use some services to borrow from other locations for print books that we do not own at RIT. You may be able to use the Unpaywall browser extension to find open access versions of certain kinds of articles. And if you are a Google Scholar user, the Google Scholar button can help you find the full text either on the web or in the RIT Libraries collections. Next area of the guide is the Manage tab, where we recommend using a citation manager to organize what you find in literature searching and produce correctly formatted references and bibliographies in your scholarly writing. There are info guides on how to use EndNote, Mendeley, and Zotero. Or if you wish, you can jump straight to the video tutorials I've prepared on using those three different citation managers. I've also included a slide deck on advice on writing a literature review here on this page of the guide for you to review. Many master's programs at RIT require you to complete a thesis, and all of our doctoral programs at RIT require you to complete a dissertation. And though you may be starting out as a graduate student here at RIT, thinking about your thesis or dissertation is an important step, even early on in your graduate career. The thesis process section of this guide has many resources to help you through this very lengthy research and writing project. You can go to additional info guides about the dissertation and thesis research process. You can watch a video which demonstrates how to find previous RIT theses from your program. Once you're ready to complete your thesis or dissertation, I've included a link to the official submission instructions and publication guidelines, which will take you to a different info guide. In the Manage Your Thesis Project box, you'll find resources from ProQuest, which help you learn more about both writing and planning, and how you use dissertations and theses as a research literature source. And finally, we have our homegrown dissertation and thesis calculator tool, which is a useful time management tool where you can enter in the date that you anticipate completing your thesis, calculate a schedule, and get step-by-step instructions that link out to useful advice in each part of the process. Finally, on this guide, you will find additional resources where the other librarians and I suggest many other things that you can rely on while you are studying in graduate studies here at RIT. For instance, you may want to consult the Writing Center to find out how the Writing Center can support graduate student writing. We have many guides and other information about copyright, fair use, publishing, and the topic of predatory publishing that can be found linked from these guides in this box. There's a book called Graduate School Essentials that you may wish to read and review if you wish to know more about the process of being a graduate student. The publisher Springer Nature has produced some very useful self-paced online courses on research integrity and peer review, which may be of special interest to graduate students. And finally, there are links in the bottom right to many resources that can be found through the RIT Graduate School. Please consider becoming a member of the Graduate Student Advisory Council or Doctoral Student Association, or finding out what sort of programs they host that your fellow graduate students plan and deliver. The RIT Graduate School is here to support you in your time as a RIT graduate student, as are the other librarians and myself here at the RIT Libraries. Thank you for your attention to this tour of our additional resources for RIT graduate students.